I'd like to share my practical experience of using artificial intelligence to create educational cartoons and explain how I use them in English lessons. I would like to start with a simple question: why cartoons? Today, students are surrounded by visual content. They watch animated videos, play digital games, and communicate through images and short videos. Cartoons can be especially useful for young learners because they combine several types of information at the same time: visual images, spoken language, movements, emotions, and context. For example, if we simply show a student the word apple, they see a word and an object. But if a cartoon character takes an apple and says,
"I like apples. They are healthy,"
students can see the object and understand the action and learn how the word is used in a real sentence. So, how to create an AI-generated cartoon? The topic can be almost anything: food, animals, family, school, hobbies, daily routines, seasons, or healthy lifestyles. A cartoon can also be created to practice a particular grammar structure. At the first stage, we can use these AI tools. Personally, I use ChatGPT. It helps create a simple plot, develop dialogues, and adapt the language to the age and level of my students. The second step is creating the visual content. For this, I often use Gemini. I can create the characters, backgrounds, objects, and individual scenes that I need for my story. For example, if I'm teaching daily routines, I can create scenes showing a character waking up, having breakfast, going to school, and doing homework. Then comes one of my favorite steps: animation. And this is exactly where I prefer to use Grok. I take the images I have created and turn them into animated scenes. The characters can eat, jump, read, point at objects. Why is animation important? Because it can help students connect language with action. AI voice generation tools allow me to give different characters different voices and turn written dialogues into speech. This is very useful for English lessons because students get additional listening practice. They hear vocabulary and grammar in context instead of hearing isolated words or sentences. So after all these steps, I have a short educational cartoon: how to use it in the lesson. I believe that simply showing students a cartoon is not enough. For example, before watching, I can introduce several keywords and ask students to predict what the story will be about. During the cartoon, I can give students a specific listening task. For example, what's the boy doing? Listen and name the animals. Which words can you hear? This means that students are not simply watching. They are actively listening and looking for information. Students can answer questions, describe the characters, retell the story, put the events in the correct order, or act out a dialogue from the cartoon. I can adapt the language and tasks to different levels of students. This is also where AI-generated cartoons can support differentiation. For students who need more support, I can use simple vocabulary, shorter sentences, and visual prompts. For advanced students, I can add more complex questions, grammar structures, or creative tasks. There are also some challenges. AI-generated content can contain mistakes. Characters may sometimes change their appearance from one scene to another. Creating a good cartoon still takes time, even with AI. When we add purposeful tasks before, during, and after the video, the cartoon becomes a powerful educational resource. Students can learn new vocabulary, practice listening, improve their speaking skills, work with grammar, and develop creativity, all through one short story. So, for me, the most interesting transition is from simply watching cartoons to learning through cartoons.